in the house, Mr. Herschel Walker.
Being in a great place like this, you always got to acknowledge my Lord Jesus Christ. Because he said if you don't acknowledge him, he's not going to acknowledge you. And when I come knocking, I'm in and let me in. But I want to thank Ms. Grubbs. Thank you so much for having me here. And I want to thank my wife, Julie, who's here as well. And also I want to thank my team. Without your team, you're nothing. But I also want to thank all of you for being here. And Miss Vivian, you know, what you said was 100%. We all are Americans, and we gotta act like that. You know, I've been saying this on my little listening sessions all across the state. We need to get 2 criteria in this country to run for office. We only need 2. One of them is if you believe in America. Because if you don't believe in America, we got nothing to talk about. And then if you believe in the Constitution of the United States of America, because if you don't believe in the Constitution, we got nothing to talk about. Because we have made the mistake of putting people in office that's not bold anymore. They want to get along to get along. Well, we can't do that anymore. It is time for us to stop it. And I told them, elect me because the buck stops here. Hey, I don't need to be in a country club. I don't need to be in a club. But what I need to do is tell everyone I love this country. Because someone asked me, why am I running? I'm running because I'm an American. I'm running because I'm tired of hearing someone talk about defunding the police. Whoever came up with that dumb idea, and people said, Herschel, don't say dumb because it's not politically correct. Well, that's the problem we have today. Everybody want to be politically correct, but let's be honest what the truth is. The truth is, someone in that basement late at night drinking, he came up with an idea, let's defund the police, and there was another person that decided to go along with him, but that is a dumb idea. We need police to get things right in this country, and we need to continue to support our military. People forget about supporting our military. Let me tell you, the reason we're the greatest country in the world is because we have the best military in the world.
Amen.
Not afraid of us because we have
Zoom
Starbucks. They're not afraid of us because Piggly Wiggly is here. They're afraid of us because we have the best military in the world. So we need to elect bold leaders and put them in Washington.
Go Navy.
You know, now we elect people in Washington that coming up with all these bright ideas and stuff. They want to tell you things that they know is not truth, because one of the things I want to tell you, that I've heard all this about racism. You know what's so funny? Nobody want to address it. But over the last couple of years, I'm finna break something off to you that you don't realize. I'm black. I found that out the other day. And what's so funny about it, I'm finna introduce you to something about racism that I'm getting tired of it, because that's how they try to separate people. But what I've heard in the Great Bible, the only separation is believers and non-believers. So we got to get out of this racism, because when they bring up racism, all they're trying to do is take something off of his, like a magician. He's letting you watch this hand as you talk about racism, as he's passing some bill over here that you don't realize that what he's doing is destroying this country. He's destroying this country because one of the things I heard when I was looking at this debate over the last couple of years, that they weren't going to get rid of this pipeline. And all of a sudden it's gone. And now what do we have? We have gas prices going out the roof. People can't even go to the grocery stores no more to afford groceries. Well, what we got to do is hold people accountable. It is time for that. We hold people accountable for what they say and what they do. You know, and I talked to my guy Alex. Alex sometimes tells me what to say because he's Herschel, you got to be politically correct. But first of all, I'm not a politician. I don't look like a politician, do I? I look better than a politician. I don't look good. But anyway, what's funny is I said, you know, I was looking at all these hearings. I saw the hearing. I don't know if y'all were looking at the hearing that was on television. They had the hearing talking about what was going on in Virginia and stuff, and they were getting the IRS to go after you. And I'm like, why don't anything ever get done? All they do is have hearing. Have you ever seen anyone go to jail? Have you ever seen anyone get kicked off their job? Nothing ever happens, so you do the same old stuff. We got to stop doing that. Somebody got to be punished. I'll give you a prime example.
Yep.
I was traded by a guy by the name of Jimmy Johnson. Can you believe that? He traded me from the Cowboys to Minnesota. I was traded. But I would tell you today, if I own a football team, I would want Jimmy Johnson to run it. Let me tell you the reason why. I walked into a meeting at the very beginning when Jimmy Johnson became a coach. There was a starting outside linebacker asleep in the meeting. Sort of like President Biden was in this meeting not long ago. But this linebacker was asleep in the meeting. Jimmy Johnson walked into the meeting. This linebacker was making $7 million a year. Jimmy Johnson walked in the meeting and said, "You're off this team." Everyone thought he was joking. He said, "No, you're off this team. This is not a time to go to sleep. This is a time to play football." Well, no one else fell asleep in a meeting again. And I said, so when you make someone be accountable for who they are, what they do, then something is getting done. We're still fighting over the same thing we fought about when Jimmy Carter was the president of the United States. It's time to get something done. It's time to quit talking about it. It's time to quit standing up here telling anyone you're going to roll their sleeves up. When a politician tell you they're going to roll their sleeve up, why don't they already go to work? You don't have to roll your sleeves up to go to work. All you got to do is get the job done. And then the way you get it done, you got to bring people together. I'm tired of seeing people separated. We have this Republican Party that's separated. You believe in this, you believe in that. We got to come together. Mm-hmm. We got to come together and get this done, because together we stand, divided we fall. Yep. I can guarantee you, we come together, we will get this country back to the way it's supposed to be. And you know, I don't get this. I asked the question behind, when we were walking into the here, I said, guys, can you give me the definition of a conservative? Can anyone give me the definition of a conservative? Because somebody told me I was a conservative, and I was kind of confused by that. I said, I'm a conservative because I like law and order. I like shouldn't everyone want law and order? And if you don't want law and order, you're a criminal. Is that not true? And criminals need to go to jail. And you know, I'm a conservative because I love the Constitution. Well, if you don't like the Constitution, you're in the wrong country. Isn't that correct? So why are you here? So I'm a conservative.
There you go.
Because I like to protect our military. Shouldn't everyone want to protect your military? Because you got families, you got kids, fathers, mothers, and daughters, and all that in the military. Shouldn't everyone want that? I'm a conservative because I love these things that everybody should want themselves. And if you don't want it, you don't need to be here. Yes. Because I remember here when President Trump, who endorsed me, Trump said if he become president, they were going to leave this country, but nobody left. Because they know this is the greatest country in the world, and we got to now get people in office that are going to fight for this country, not just talk about it. That's what's so funny. Everyone want to talk about it or get a sound bite. But what's so funny, guys, listen to this. We have the left really trying to destroy this country. They come out and just tell you what they feel about it. How can you talk bad about this country? Do you know of another country better? Can you name another country better? Even today with all the problems we got, can you name another country better? There's not one. So it is time for us to get ourselves together, put people in Washington, put people in local election as well. That's one of the things you got to remember. You can't just vote for the federal people. You got to vote for the local people as well, because they got to be able to get along. We got to remember that. And one of the things that's very, very important, you got to get out and vote. I'm tired of hearing about the past. I'm tired of hearing about what happened, the last election. We don't care about what happened in the last election. Let's worry about what happened in this election, because I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to stay vigilant. I'm going to keep my eyes open. I'm not going to let them do what they did in the past one, because I'm going to pay attention. Guys, I don't sleep. You would be shocked. I don't sleep. I'm staying up because I said we got to have the right thing in this country, because we will wake up tomorrow, we won't recognize America. Amen. Our kids won't recognize this country. We're writing a debt that we can't even cash. We're writing a check we can't cash, guys. And we got to remember that. We have a generation that we got to be responsible for. We got to be good stewards. We got to be good people. And when I told you this before, the people got to remember that from Maya Angelou, when somebody tell you something, you got to believe them. Well, they've been telling us for a long time they didn't like America. Well, we have to tell them, well, get out of America. Let us take it over. Hey, God bless you. God bless you. Thank you.
America.
Thank you, Herschel. At this point, we're going to take a little bit of chairman's privilege. like for you to come up. And straight from the airport from Washington, D.C., Mr. Jody Heiss is here. And I'd like Mr. Jody Heiss to come forward, please. We need to grab a quick picture before we let Herschel out the door.
We'll see if Josh can get up
So
there.
thank you for being patient. Remember that word grace I talk about all the time?
All right. All right. All right, down here with Herschel Walker, Cobb County Republican. America.
Thank you all for that, for indulging us for that.
All right.
And at this time, I would like to introduce another great American bulldog,
Pretty
Mr.
awesome.
Bert Jones.
All right. Herschel's got another meeting he's got to take off to, but Herschel Walker, Cobb County.
Good morning.
So,
It's good to be here this morning. Thank you,
back up a
Scott,
little bit away from the people here. So,
today.
great event, pretty exciting to sit up front
Those kind words earlier.
at their local
I'm
Republican
Herschel.
breakfast.
I'm, from Jackson, Georgia.
These folks definitely got their game together.
I'm a small business guy.
Organization and unity.
And I've served
Virginia's
in the
2nd Congressional District,
for the last,
Accomack, Northampton County Republican units, Virginia Beach. You people should take note. This is how it's done. This is how we get it done. So Jim Kazmarek, Veterans for Trump, on scene, Cobb County, Georgia.
I grew up in Middle Georgia,
All right.
went to the University
America.
of Georgia, and I actually played football too.